this was probably inevitable that OpenAI is in the red and at any rate will run out of money by 2027, having overestimated the profitability of AI. It's really funny because this is bound to happen because if everybody who is new to the whole concept of like the AI like infrastructure, it's crazy to imagine how much infrastructure actually takes. It takes the AI as a business is causing cards and like cards to jump in price, RAM to jump in price. There's been multiple cases of cities who have like farms in place, like AI infrastructure, AI buildings in place to where they've like ruined the quality of water or ruined the quality of the environment because of how much like processing the whole thing takes. So really crazy. Let me continue reading. Recent analysis and internal projections indicate annual loss of around 14 billion in 2026, following roughly 8 billion in 2025 last year. This stems from overestimating near terms of profitability as high references in data centers expenses continue to dominate despite over here strong users adoptions in billions in revenue without repeated mass funding rounds, and analysts warn the company could face cash shortfall as early as mid 2027. That makes a lot of sense. And because let's see how much water does it take to cool data centers? Let's see. So allegedly, 6 billion gallons of water to cool all its data centers. The servers and routers and data centers work hard to generate a lot of heat to cool them down. Data centers use a large amount of water. In some cases, 25% of local community water supplies. That's wild. That's wild to imagine because there's a lot of money that's used in getting in using 6 billion gallons of water. This alone is like 2 liters of water, and I can't imagine the amount it takes. Let me drink my 2 liters of 6 billion gallons. Hold on. Again, this is when to even like Google AI is giving me this answer because even Google knows that we take 6 billion gallons of water. Those are thirsty bitches. Like even some areas say like if you take simply the Berkeley estimate directly, you get about 628 million gallons of water consumed per day for data centers. Oh god. The infrastructure is crazy. So let's make another. I'm gonna get another window just to like further look this up. How many homes can benefit from 6 billion gallons of water? Okay. Why did you try to correct me for correct billion with million? Mid-sized data centers consume as much as a small town. That's a lot of water. There's a lot of water being used for all this. It's really crazy. And this is just water alone. Like, $6 billion. That's like 6 billion bottles of uh, gallon 1 gallon waters. Jeez, how do I quantify how crazy this is? 6 billion is a crazy number as it is. 3 years ago, somebody's annual water usage was around 100,000 gallons of water. Wait, what? 3 years ago, is it possible for a house to use 560 gallons of water? What? Oh my god, even somebody got like misrepresented for how much water they use. Wow. Oh my god, it's crazy. But yeah, it's like really wild where like, and plus the amount of gas, like, isn't there like a whole thing where like, let's see, hold on. Gas used for Grok AI data centers. Allegedly, dozens of large methane gas turbines were keeping the supercomputer running as they spew toxic fumes into the already smoggy air. Colossus sits next to its historic black neighborhood in Boxton, south of Memphis. An area has long borne run the city So even like because like there's a lot of, everybody is kind of self-aware that if you're not in an area that can generate their own like energy, they require things like methane gas turbines and stuff like that. And that alone is crazy to where the people have been made aware that like some of the Grok like infrastructures, like buildings that do have Grok, they use so much gas that it's essentially put it this way, if I understand the science correctly, it's equivocally having 1,000 cars turned on to keep warm. It's the equivalence of just leaving 1,000 cars on, and that the smog alone from 1,000 cars is wild. And that if you have 1,000 running cars, those cars need gas, right? So you're gonna keep them running, and you're gonna keep refueling that. That's a lot of money already being spent on just gas alone. And think about that, and blow it up for other companies like Microsoft, who's trying to get into AI. OpenAI alone is in the red allegedly, so now we have other things like Grok AI doing this, and like cities like Broxton's getting a whole like issue of it too. Like, let me see if there like any news regarding Elon Musk's AI data centers generate extra electricity illegally. That's crazy. Memphis is like heavily is negatively affected by the Colossus operated gas turbines, and that was just like in 2025. That's crazy. Water for data centers. Domino effect, how data centers could affect Memphis water supplies. Memphis alone is a huge target right now. In Russia, there's an article like in Russia building data centers. Hold on, let me see this. Microsoft rolls out initiate to limit data center power cost, water use impact. I don't believe that, because like how else would you get these computers to cool off? Do you use Glauber salt? Like Markiplier, who tried to make his own like thing Hold on, let me see if I can take a look into Glauber salts. Glauber salt is hydrogenous, colorless white mineral that forms after soda is found in food. Well, that might not be. I don't know what Mark was using because he was trying to find alternatives to like keep his water bill low. Because case in point, during the Mark's a great example. The farm that he tried to make a loan shot his electricity bill to $3,000, and that was just him in the middle of like trying to figure things out and find out. And like his electric bill for making his own data center at home to help make his movie was $3,000. Now, granted, Markiplier makes an ungodly amount of money from YouTube and cloaking a bunch of things, and he's talked about it openly, even on like the Impulsive show in public with like Anthony Padilla, Phil DeFranco. He said he makes an unfair amount of money and he knows it, and he does so much to funnel that for charity. But the point that I'm coming across is the point I'm trying to bring up is that even him independently alone, the fact that when he tried to make his like render farm, like for is it a render farm or is it a render farm? Render farm. What's the render farm again? Because it's to help with the CGI and stuff for the movie. Yeah, the animation that he needs for his movie is so much as it is. It's wild. But let's see what there's. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of negative comments once I scroll down. Let's see how bad it gets. They want them to crash sooner. Speaking of which, AI agents disclose an audit. Okay, maybe they should sell back the RAM. Yeah, people are upset about the RAM because like the amount of computer power you need like so much RAM. Even I know for a fact that I need RAM, and I should have gotten one at a chance during Christmas, but that's fine. OpenAI is advertising, planning an advertising model for its free tier. Too big to fail. They did start as a non-profit, did they? Okay. Local AI is the future. What does that mean? Ensue the enshitification. What made him think he could compete with Google in Chinese? Like, to be in Chinese in the tech space. I mean, to be fair, the thing is that, like, if I remember correctly, OpenAI came out first before Google AI and like, what is it, Pilot or something? I think I actually Copilot. I think I actually like uninstalled that on my own computer alone. Let's see. According to Kali, okay. Despite high burn rates, OpenAI is unlikely to simply cease operation. It has secured significant investments from Microsoft, and they are planning to further fundraise. Experts say that if AI cannot achieve profitability, it may be absorbed by a larger tech. That makes a lot of sense. Like the fact that in the event that OpenAI fails as a company, they could be absorbed by Microsoft or somebody else. And in that case, what Microsoft can do is just like kind of like kick. They can then merge it with Copilot, and it'll be like a super Android 18, super Android 17 kind of situation, or they can make an even more perfect cell if they fuse Copilot and the, what is it? If they fuse Copilot and OpenAI, they'll get an even more perfect cell, right? That's the idea. That's the thing. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, no, I thought this was like fun to look at just because it was on my timeline. But yeah, I open like ChatGPT as a whole is very useful. However, use that as a part of a draft. I would say using AI as a draft helps with the creative outlet. Because case in point, like for all intents and purposes, if you have a community to bounce off your ideas with, that can be an alternative to using AI. But if you're home and if you're alone and disconnected by from other people, or if your business is small, there is definitely there's no better source of like brainstorming than there's no faster tool to brainstorm with than with ChatGPT, simply because like they do technically like run multiple ideas that they shotgun you ideas, and it's your responsibility to alter the ideas that ChatGPT shoots you. But as things stand, it's a problem, and I hope it gets fixed. I know like even a handful of people will never like the idea of OpenAI, or like that more general we need more research in general AI. Just because like this is a crazy good tool, but even then there can be ways to improve it. It's kind of like it's kind of like the evolution from the slink on a rock, and you whirl it around, you tush, from the idea of a slink into an actual gun, from slink to rocket launcher, from slink to massive device that can shoot big bullet. Like what I'm trying to get at is that there's definitely we are in the middle of the worst version of AI. We're in the worst financial version of AI, but it can always get better. It's currently bad. It can always get better, or it'll fade. But who knows? That's my interpretation.